Okay, so we're on to page 3, and now we need to graph with no information. We don't even have factors. So we're going to use what we learned about finding the zeros of a polynomial. We're going to start by making a list of P over Q. And my P is 4, so plus or minus 1, 2, or 4, and my Q is 1. So basically I'm going to try these integers. And you're going to try and divide and see which one works. So I'll try 1, I have 1, I have 0x squareds, negative 2x, and 4. 1, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. That didn't work. I'm going to try 2. 1, 0, negative 2, 4. So multiply, add, and multiply, add, and multiply. That didn't work either. Okay, let's try negative 2. Felt like we were, oh, that says 0, but that's actually 8. Felt like we were close there. Negative 2. 1, 0, negative 2, 4. So 1, negative 2, negative 2, 4, 2, negative 4 actually, that worked, and 0. So let's double check. Bring down, multiply, add, multiply, add. Okay, so negative 2 is a 0, and we're left with x squared minus 2x plus 2. So to factor it, you would look for numbers that multiply to 2 and add to negative 2, but they don't exist. So that means that these are not rational zeros. We'll mark the only 0 that's rational here. So that was, let's see, negative 2. Okay. The other zeros are not rational, but there are 2 of them because of this degree right here. We know our end behavior is, oh, and also we can find our y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, you're going to put zeros for the x's. So 0 minus 2 times 0 is 0 plus 4. So your y-intercept is 4. So let's mark that. Our end behavior, your lead coefficient is positive, which means the right side's up. And then it's an odd degree, which means your left side is down. So up here, this is going to be going up. Because you have 2 zeros, it would be good to know if these were imaginary zeros or irrational. So you could find that out with a quadratic formula. Let's see, negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4 ac over 2a. All right, so this is 4 minus 8, which is negative. So because we have the square root of a negative, these are imaginary zeros, so they're not going to ever cross the x-axis. But they do sometimes show you that extra turn that you were expecting because you can have at most 2 turns in a third-degree polynomial. So sometimes you'll see this little action in the middle, like it was trying to come down here and make 2 more roots, but it couldn't do that when you have imaginary zeros. So because this number underneath the square root is negative, we knew that the other 2 zeros were imaginary. Okay, let's try the next one. Same idea. We need to do P over Q. So P would be plus or minus 1 or 2, and Q is 1. So we need to find those integers. I can try out the 1 real quick just by plugging it in for all of these. So 1 minus 1 cancels. Then I have a negative 3 and a positive 5. That makes 2, and 2 minus 2. So the 1's supposed to work. So 1, negative 3, 5, negative 2. Bring down the first one, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So it worked. That's your remainder. And you started with x to the 4th. So I have 1x cubed, 0x squared, negative 3x, and plus 2. So I'm kind of wondering if 1 will work again. Remember, sometimes the number can work more than once. So use the results that you got there so we can make this even smaller. Bring down the first, add, bring down the second. Let's see, so bring it down, multiply, then add, multiply, then add, multiply, and then add, and it did, the one worked again. So I have x squared plus x minus 2. And I need to find numbers that multiply to -2 and add to 1. And I do think this is factorable. That's going to be a -1 and a +2. These numbers multiply to -2 and add to 1. So it looks like 1 is actually a triple root. I took 1 out here, 1 here. This gives me x equals -2, and this gives me x equals 1. So 1 is a triple root, and -2 is a single root. Let's find our y-intercept next by putting 0 in. So if I put 0, 0, 0, 0, I'm left with -2. So my y-intercept is -2, which would be the point 0, -2. So that's here. And let me mark 1 and -2. All right, my lead coefficient is positive, which means my right side is up. And my degree is even, which means the left side is also up. Okay, so I need to go through my 1 with a wiggle. So it was kind of up here, and then it's going to wiggle and go like down. And then this one's going to pass straight through. So something like that. Okay, so this is a triple root with a little wiggle to it. This one's supposed to be going more straight through, and that's a single root. Okay, so I think that's the end of page 3 and the end of your notes. So please go on and try your homework problems.